So, welcome to this chat with Khaleej Times Ananya. It's lovely to talk to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm looking forward.
Yeah. So, Ananya, first of all, okay, the trailer just launched and there's so much of buzz about Gehraiyaan right now. So, how does it feel? As an actor, are you somebody who just believes that your job is over once your movie is done? Or are you excited to see how people would react to the final product?
Honestly, it would be a lie to say that once the film is done, I'm completely detached from it or anything. Yesterday almost felt like my birthday because I built up so much to this day. The launch, it's going to happen. How is everyone going to react? And we were busy with promotions all day, and then at night when you sit down and you just go through the way people are reacting, and it's honestly been so overwhelming, the way people have received this film. I think we realized that when we put out the first teaser, only the way people took to the Gehraiyaan theme song, the title track. So it's just been really overwhelming. And of course, there's not much in my control once I'm done acting for the film, but I'm still very involved and very affected and very curious to know what everyone has to say about the film and my performance in it.
Okay. And also, we can't help but notice that it's a very dark love story, if we may say so. And it's going to release finally at what is considered the most romantic month of all, February. Yeah. So, does this, this whole concept of love that the movie shows, as a 23-year-old, is it something that you can relate to? Because you come from an industry, Bollywood especially is known for having these larger than life perfect love stories out there. And this is a little different from that.
Honestly, I don't know if this is the best Valentine's Day film to watch, to be very honest, because it's not a love story. It's actually about complex relationships. It's about how four people are when they're thrown into a situation like this and how they react from it. So, and honestly, I feel like we aren't looking at this film through rose-tinted glasses. We're not glorifying anything. We're not endorsing anything. We're not passing any judgments for sure. I think it's up to the audience what they want to take away from this. And I feel there is no wrong or right answer in a situation like this. It totally depends on what they feel about it. And I'm actually curious to know the conversation that stems from their views that they have on this film. But honestly, growing up, I feel like Bollywood, and especially Dharma, has ruined what love is supposed to be, because they've built up this image of someone who's going to come and sweep you away and take you away and make you fall madly, helplessly in love. But I think for me, love keeps changing. The idea of love keeps changing. And I finally decided upon love stemming from friendship and communication.
Okay.
That's my stance on love right now.
It's a very mature take for somebody who is just 23, if we may say so. But Ananya, while you were actually shooting for the movie Gehraiyaan, did you know at that moment that it would be so special for you? Because obviously you had posted at that time about how, enriching the experience was to work with this particular cast. But did you know it would be so special?
My expectations were very, very high. And the fact that those have been surpassed has made it even more special and enriching, because it was a dream for me to work with Shakun. He was on my wish list of directors that I want to work with, and he surpassed every expectation of mine that I had and more. Just the experience has changed me as not just an actor but as a person, and every person that I've encountered on this film, be it the primary cast of the film, Deepika Sid, Gehraiyaan, Nasir sir, Rajat sir, the writers of the film, Aisha, Chiku, the ADs, the DP, Kaushal, everyone, the editor, everything of this film, every person I've encountered has really helped me form the person that I am today, right now. Because I think we were all thrown together in the middle of the pandemic. We shot this film. We all were in Goa for 2 months, and we couldn't help but become family, So it's really changed the person that I am. And I can't even explain how enriching the experience was.
Mm-hmm. And also, Ananya, the role of Tia that you play, was there anything from your own personal life that you could connect with at some level with the character that you played on screen?
Definitely, I'm not going to say that I've been through what Tia has gone through. It would be unfair. I'm very young. Most of my relationships have been those high school crushes, just holding hands in the class and all of that. So definitely not been through that. But a lot of Tia's characteristics are very similar to how I am as a person. And Shakun actually mentioned that even before I was cast in the film, he thought I would be very similar to Tia, which is pretty crazy because I am really similar to Tia. The her loyal side, her loving side. She's dependent in a relationship. She's insecure in a relationship. I felt those emotions, maybe at not at that scale, but
Mhm.
I've definitely experienced that. So it was almost a journey inward, exploring those feelings that I've fleetingly gone through, maybe to really dive into that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that I had to do that for Tia.
Okay. Also, Ananya, right from the beginning, the first movie that you launched yourself with, Student of the Year too, and following Pati Patni or Wo, and even Kali Pili, you've done very varied roles. Like, it's not what a mainstream, I would take the third one out of the equation, but the other two is not exactly what somebody who aspires to be a mainstream actress would have done. That courage, that boldness to take on roles which are outside what is normally perceived to be like the right role for a girl to launch herself in. Was that all part of a plan, or how do you get attracted to scripts?
Honestly, there was no plan. I just knew that I've wanted to be an actor as soon as I popped out of my mom, and I've always been attracted to uh, strong, complex, gray, powerful female characters in whatever way that it's written, and I think that that's reflected in some of the choices that I've made. Be it Student, Pati Patni, Khali Pili, with Gehraiyaan now, and even the films that I'm also shooting. Uh, they're real relatable characters, and I think growing up we really looked for female characters on screen that we could identify with. So I've
Mhm.
been very conscious of, as an audience, as a young girl, when I was maybe 12 or 13, how would I want to see myself represented on screen. I think that's been something that I've been mindful about, and that's honestly what I'm attracted to. It's not a part of a plan, it's actually what comes from inside.
Okay. And as an audience, also, it's exciting to see two actually talented actors come together, actresses, so to say, because we have Deepika Padukone, who everybody looks up to, who's a fantastic actor. Then you have you yourself in this on sharing the screen space with us. So, how was it acting with somebody who is so entrenched in the system by now?
Honestly, the fact that we don't even have to call this a woman oriented film, the fact that complex female characters can exist with complex male characters, we all can coexist in one world. That's how life is. Humans, it's not that just men go through complexities or just women go through complexities. We all go through complexities, and our complexities affect other people as well. Our decisions affect other people. So I think what was the most attractive part about this film for me was how real and gray every character, and how flawed every character was. No one was being judged in that way.
Mhm.
So that's what I felt about the film. And working with Deepika, I mean, just in terms of the actor that she is and the choices that she's made in the past, the character she's picked out, it's really given courage to a lot of aspiring actresses to kind of go out there, set the bar very, very high for all of us, and given us a lot of confidence, and given, I think, writers and filmmakers also a lot of confidence that people want to see this. People want to see characters like this. So just as an actor, she's inspired me a lot, and it was very it was a blessing for me to play off of her in scenes and react to her in scenes, because it helped my performance a lot as well.
Hmm. And in many ways, you're seen as a very quintessential millennial from Bollywood. And but while doing this, during the shoot of the movie, was there any particular moment where you felt out of depth, considering that I would again, sorry to bring this up again, but because of your age, did you ever feel like, oh, this is not an emotion, or like probably a moment that I have faced in my life? So did you find yourself out of depth?
Honestly, I think even if I did feel like that, Shakun really helped me explore uh, emotions that I might have, as I said, scratched just the surface of. We had a lot of conversations, we had a lot of workshops. He is a director who has conversations with you and makes you feel like you came up with an idea when all along he was saying that. He kind of gives you that confidence in yourself. The fact that he believed in me and he thought I could play this character, how could I not believe in myself if he believed in me, So it was kind of like that. I think it was just a matter of going inward and letting go of that fear of, will people judge me? How is it going to finally look? And putting pressure on myself and putting pressure on, those so-called emotional breakdown scenes. I think I had to go very inward for this and kind of get out of my head.
Okay. Gehraiyaan is also a movie which seems to have a lot of layers to it. Obviously, it's got a lot of depth and layers to it as well. But as an actress, what was the core of the movie that really attracted you to it?
As I said, it was all the characters, not just my character. I like the fact that it was not a judgment, it was an observation on a modern complex relationship. They weren't villainizing anyone. At the same time, they weren't glorifying anything. I like the fact that everyone had their gray side. Everyone had a dark, ugly truth to them. And that's sometimes how humans are. We have a self of ours that we are in front of the public. Then we have a self that we are in front of our friends. We have a self that we have in a relationship. And then there's a self when you're all alone. And I like that, they showed every layer of that. All the characters are different in front of different people, in front of different situations. And that's quite refreshing and relatable to see.
Okay, yeah. So finally, Ananya, we have to ask you this because we've been following you on Instagram. Your profile says that you are, of course, a serial killer. We can kind of understand, but a private investigator. Why is that so?
So many people have been asking me about this. Honestly, I am the biggest stalker ever. Like, if you give me like a name and you want to find out information, like for example, if my best friend likes some guy and she's like, listen, I don't even know his last name, I can find out his Janam Patri from just, his nickname. I'm like, I go so deep into it. I go in the Gehraiyaan of someone's profile. I see their chachi's cousin. I go very deep and I remember things also. So, like if I meet someone, I'm like, oh yeah, your dog, his name is this. And they're like, how do you know my dog's name? And I'm just like, I'm a stalker and I'm shameless about it. So yeah, that's why I'm not a very private investigator. I'm just an investigator.
That's really nice to know, Ananya. We're looking forward so much to this role, and especially you, because you've got a lot of positivity from the reactions to the trailer that we can see.
Yes, so, thank you.
Looking forward to that, and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was lovely talking to you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.